Okay, we're live over here on Instagram. Hello. Should be live over here on Facebook now. We are live. Live, live, live. Welcome, welcome. All right. How is everybody doing today? Today we want to talk about, this is going to be a practical live session because I want to show you something that I actually use when I sit down to write copy. And it's something that has helped me and helped my clients really get clear on what they need to write about, because that honestly is one of the number one things that I hear is like, Danielle, I don't know what to put in my copy. I don't necessarily know where to start. I don't know what order things should be in. I don't know what to cover in this email or that content or this webinar. And I get it. It's hard to know, right? Like, there's a lot you could say. And as we have said, your business is powered by words. I'm going to say that again. Your business is powered by words. I literally cannot say this enough. And what happens is those words are what move people from where they are to where you want them to be, which is buying your program. Right. Okay. And the other day, we talked about narrative. We talked about, how to create a narrative, how to build the bridge across from where you are to where you want your ideal clients to be. And how do you build that bridge? How do you build that bridge? Well, that bridge is actually built up of beliefs. That bridge is actually built up of beliefs, because that's really all that sales is at the end of the day. With sales and marketing is about changing people's beliefs. It's about changing what they currently believe, making them see that something else is possible, so that they can go ahead and make a decision. And here's the thing, though. You can't change beliefs that you're not aware of. If you are not aware that your ideal client is having this belief, this fear, things that are going through their mind as they're considering your offer, you can't address it. You can't change it. And so this quick exercise is all about starting to create that awareness, starting to build that bridge. And a lot of people actually end up skipping over the most important beliefs that need to change in order for someone to buy. And you'll see what I mean in a second when we go through the exercise. Right? So here is what I do when I start writing copy. And this is one of the first things that we're going to do together in the Copy Lab Inner Circle. It's one of the first things that I tell my clients to do, walk them through together, because it unlocks so much and helps you really see the way across the bridge. So we talked about the bridge of beliefs that take someone from where they are to where you want them to be. That bridge is built of beliefs. So how do you build it in the first place? You have to know what your ideal client, your perfect person for your program, what they need to believe in order to buy, in order to say yes, in order to pull out their credit card and go, yes, this is it, this is for me. What do they need to believe in order to buy? Not what they currently believe. We're interested in that. We are definitely interested in that, not for the purposes of this exercise. However, so here's what I want you to do. Take out a fresh sheet of paper. Yep, yeah, I'll wait. And a pen. Fresh sheet of paper and pen. Open a fresh note. And we are going to write this down. Okay, now take that sheet of paper, take that pen, take a couple of minutes, and you can do this, you can start to do this now and finish it later, or go ahead and take, 5 minutes later to really think about this. List all the things that your ideal client needs to believe in order to buy. What do they need to believe? Because remember, writing copy, moving someone through the sales process is all about changing beliefs. So what do they need to believe in order to buy? What is that bridge? What are the beliefs that we are going to build our bridge on? Write them down. What do they need to believe about you? What do they need to believe about your offer, your program, your course, your coaching program, your high-ticket mentorship? What do they need to believe about your program? And what do they need to believe about themselves? And this one is really something that a lot of people miss, I think. What do they need to believe about themselves in order to say yes? Because there's two sides of the equation. There's you and your offer and what you are bringing to the table. And your ideal client might not doubt that. They might be like, "Whoa, you're amazing. I totally believe that you can get results for all these people. I believe that you've gotten results XYZ because I've seen them. I am just not sure that I can." And there's a self-belief that happens that we need to be aware of, where people are getting stuck. And again, yesterday we said the bridge is built on trust. Do they trust you and your offer enough to walk across the bridge? How do we build that bridge? So go ahead, we're making our list of what they need to believe. They need to believe, for example, big and small. Like, some of them might be the same across many, many different markets and offers. Like, they need to believe, okay, I will get a return on my investment. They may need to believe, hey, this is something that I can do. They might need to believe that this is possible for them. They might need to believe that whatever it is for your specific offer, you can go ahead and write it down. And again, big, small, does not matter. All of these things are going to be important. So we're just going to free write. We're not going to censor ourselves. Anything that you think might be a potential belief, you're going to go ahead and write it down. And just do a kind of a brain dump of what you think those beliefs are. Okay, cool. All right. Now, again, we don't want what they currently believe. We want the beliefs that we want them to have, okay? And this, once you do this right, this is what your copy needs to address, okay? In a specific order at the right time, right? So it's not just going to be this list that you have. We're going to take it, we're going to shape it into something. But if you are not addressing all of these beliefs, if you wrote it down, it's probably a real thing. If you're not addressing it in some way, you are potentially leaving sales on the table. Let me say this again. If you are not addressing a potential belief that your ideal client needs to have in order to buy, you are leaving sales on the table. And the first time you do this exercise, you might be surprised at what comes up. And it's something that takes time and nuance to really get clear on. Not everything will come out the first time you do this necessarily. It might take some thinking. It might take coming back to it again. It might take going over the list again and getting more nuanced about it. But just starting and making that list gives you a roadmap for what needs to go in your copy. Okay? Because this becomes your content, right? these become the beliefs that you need to change in order to build that bridge for someone to walk across. What do they need to believe about you, themselves, and your offer? And so once you do this, once you have this map, once you know these are the beliefs, this is it, creating content becomes really, really easy, because you just take one of those things off the list, go ahead, turn it into something, and go out there and post it, right? And there's structures and frameworks that I show you inside Copy Lab on how to do that most effectively. But you could technically go ahead and do this right now. Take a thing, a belief that you know needs to change, and go create a piece of content about it. Just go and see what happens, right? And once you start to get the scope of what these beliefs are, like, this is an endless fountain of content for you, honestly. And it's a way to know, are you talking about the right things? Are you talking about the right things in your content? Are you addressing everything that needs to be addressed in your copy? And it's not always necessarily obvious. It's not always necessarily okay, it might be something that you overlook because you're so in it, but it might be even something as simple as I need to know that I can make the call times, or I need to be able to I need to believe that I can write. So for example, I need to believe that I don't have to be a copywriter to write copy. I need to believe that I can launch my program. Need to believe that this is the right path to do it. They need to believe in your framework. They need to believe in your system. They need to believe that this will work when other things have not. And so all of that is ripe fodder for your copy and your content. And so you can see, as you start to do this exercise, and come back to it often, because you'll learn things from your market, you'll learn things from your audience, you'll learn things from your clients that will change or add nuance. Nuance is something that I will talk about again and again. So important. Add nuance to the way that you talk about these things and create content. So it's a constant process of getting feedback and learning and figuring out how to put out content that hits, how to put out copy that resonates, because you're not only learning from your audience, you are setting out that map of beliefs. You're building that bridge. And I really think it's important to take the time to do this and think about all of the possibilities, write them down, because it really does give you that roadmap to start with. So go ahead and try that. Let me know what happens. And if you want my help with taking that list and turning it into copy assets, a launch plan, dialing in your offer, all of the things that allow you to grow your business as a course creator, coach, consultant, selling offers at the higher price points. If you want my help with that, that is exactly what we do in Copy Lab. We've got a couple of spots open for enrollment, opening in the next few weeks. I would love to chat with you about it. If that is something that is resonating with you and calling to you, you can go ahead and click the link and book a call with me to chat about it. Would be happy to chat about your specific situation, and if Copy Lab is right for you, in order to take all of the assets and that you've created and dial them in and really make sure that they are talking to the right people in the right way to move them across that bridge. Alrighty. That is what I wanted to share for you today. That bridge of beliefs, creating the bridge, writing down what your ideal client needs to believe in order to buy, making that list. I cannot stress how important this is. This is where we start with. This informs everything. This is where I start whether I'm writing a launch that is going to do 7 figures, it's going to do 6 figures, I'm writing projects of my own, I will sit down and make this list. It's really a really helpful tool. And so I wanted to give it to you. I wanted you to have it in your business. And if you want to get additional help, CopyLab is the place. Just reach out, leave a comment. Go ahead and leave a comment here or here with your biggest takeaway. I would love to know your biggest takeaway from this, whether you have done this exercise before or you're going to go ahead and do it today. Say, yes, I'm going to do it today. Leave me a comment and or comment, takeaway, question, and I'll be happy to respond. And that is it for today. Bridge of beliefs. What do they need to believe? So super important. Okay, thank you for joining me. I am Danielle Weil. I will talk to you soon. Take care.